See, madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Some kind of madness. It started to evolve.
The narrator starts off the story complaining about how she feels sick and that her husband ignores her because he's the physician who knows best. He believes that she is just suffering from depression because she just had a child. He sends her off to a room by herself with the yellow wallpaper. This is where her madness unveils. She becomes obsessed with the wallpaper, with the way it smells, how it gets all over her clothes, and how she sees a woman trapped inside. She drives herself mad trying to figure out how to get the woman out and believes that she goes inside the wallpaper to free the woman. She strips most of the wallpaper, and then John, her husband, unlocks the door and finds that she has gone completely mad and started to creep around the room. When the narrator sees her husband, she exclaims that she has gotten out of the wallpaper and she tore most of it off so he couldn't put her back into the wallpaper. One archetypal symbol is the eyes. The narrator's first sign of madness is when she talks about how those absurd unblinking eyes are everywhere. Another archetypal symbol is the color yellow. Yellow is typically used to depict the sun, energy, and enlightenment. In the yellow wallpaper, yellow means the complete opposite. The narrator explains the strangeness of the wallpaper and how it makes her think of all the yellow things she has seen, not like beautiful things, but of bad yellow things. Maslow's hierarchy of values the need for esteem. The narrator's madness may never have occurred if she did not feel inferior to her husband. He continually told her how to feel and how to act. Writing was a way of expressing herself and having an outlet because she could not talk to John. He did not respect her writing, and that was the last thing in life she valued.
Tomorrow I'm getting up, I'm getting dressed, and I'm walking to the post office. There, I'll mail a bunch of tapes to Justin Foley. And after that, there's no turning back. I'll go to school, too late for first period, and we'll have one last day together. The only difference being that I'll know it's the last day. You won't. And you'll treat me how you've always treated me. Do you remember the last thing you said to me? The last thing you did to me? And what was the last thing I said to you? Because trust me when I said it, I knew it was the last thing I'd ever say.
13 Reasons Why. Hannah Baker moved to a new town and hoped for a fresh start in high school, but she got just the opposite. Things were fine when she first started school, then the rumors started. First they were small rumors, and they just kept growing. These rumors made Hannah question herself. It made her ask herself what was wrong with her and what she did to deserve this. When she couldn't find a reason in herself, she found the fault in her peers around her. All Hannah wanted was to be treated with respect. When this didn't happen, she became fixated on the people that tore her life apart and making those individuals feel guilty. She drove herself crazy and made the tapes to send to those 13 people who ruined her life. In the tape recording, that was the point where she reached her breaking point. She made her final decision, and there was no turning back. Archetypal symbols, the color blue. All of Hannah's tapes were numbered with blue nail polish. The last time Clay saw Hannah, she was wearing the dark blue nail polish. Blue symbolizes security, truth, and peace. By this point in the book, Hannah has already made up her mind about committing suicide. Wearing the blue nail polish on her last day of school shows that she was content and made her final decision about ending her life. Archetypal symbols, the number 13. The number 13 is considered to be a very unlucky number that brings upon bad luck and misfortunes. This book title is 13 Reasons Why, and Hannah blames 13 people for her suicide. These 13 people made Hannah feel that there was no other way out. Maslow's hierarchy of values, the need for esteem. Hannah had very low self-esteem. She never felt that she mattered to her classmates, and this lack of self-confidence and self-worth led her to commit suicide. All that Hannah wanted was to feel wanted and appreciated by someone else. The lack of that person made Hannah hate herself and go mad trying to find something wrong with herself. A rose for Emily. Emily had a deep desire and capacity for love and a longing for acceptance from men. Whenever she lost a man that she cared about and deeply loved, she had an extremely hard time letting go. She denied her father's death for a period of time. This was her first sign of becoming mad. After her father died, she isolated herself and wanted to be alone. Outcasting herself from society and not having anyone to talk to probably was another factor adding to her insanity. She killed Homer when she realized that he wanted to leave her. She could not bring herself to understand his reasons for wanting to leave her. She could not bring herself to lose another man that she deeply loved. She killed him so she would never be alone again. Archetypal symbols: Emily's father. Emily's father controlled her entire life and limited her freedom. If it would not have been for her father, Emily may not have gone mad. In this story, the society remembered all the young men her father had driven away, and they knew that with nothing left, she would have to cling to that which he had robbed her. Since her father thought no man was ever good enough for her, she isolated herself and became obsessive of the men in her life. Archetypal symbols: Emily's hair. Emily's hair is a symbol of time. Her hair is constantly referenced throughout the whole story. The town tells time by Emily's hair until she does not come out of her house. Descriptions of Emily's hair changing to gray is significant because at the end of the story, we figure out that Emily was sleeping with the corpse of Homer by the strand of iron gray hair on the pillow. Maslow's hierarchy of values: the need for esteem. All that Emily wanted was to be loved and respected by men in society. Emily had low self-esteem and felt inferior to her father while he was alive. She felt that no one could possibly love her because her father never accepted any man for her. She gave up hope and her self-esteem kept getting lower.
Madness.